Hello everyone, welcome. My name's Aaron, and today I'm here to show you guys my top 3 loot frames and their builds. Now I know a lot of you might be asking, what is a loot frame? Well, a loot frame is essentially a frame that will manipulate the loot that is dropped on the floor after killing enemies or whatever. So there isn't actually many to choose from, but there is at least 3, so I'm going to put them in order. This is based on my opinion, guys. If you share a different opinion, let me know down below. Also, when it comes to these frames, don't be surprised when I tell you the most simplistic way of using them, because that is how I play Warframe. I don't like to overcomplicate things. For example, with a defense frame, I will literally just defend an objective, and that is about it. If I feel the need to use the other abilities, I will, but I don't always do it, and that's just how I play the game. Efficiency is key. But anyway, guys, we are on our first frame right here, and this is Hydroid. So Hydroid has an augment. You'll see that all of these frames have augments, which is what makes them a loot frame. So we are going to have a look at the build here. We have energy siphon. As you can see, there's no Exilus. It's not fully built, but it does the job for what I want it to do, and that is essentially loot grab. But anyway, we've got energy siphon. Again, you could probably just change that. It really doesn't matter. We've got blind rage, narrow-minded stretch, augur reach, augur secrets, transient fortitude, prime continuity, and pilfering swarm. This is your loot. This is why it's a loot frame. Tentacle swarm augment. Enemies held by tentacles have a 100% chance at dropping additional loot. And that is literally all you have to use on this guy. That's the only ability I use on him pretty much. Let me just have a look in. So we got Tempest Barrage, which is, again, I don't really like his other abilities. He turns into water here, and then he basically melts all these down in the water. I mean, that's not a bad ability, but you don't want to use it. You want to use this one. The more tentacle, you can get more tentacles if you hold down the button. If you just press the button, you won't get many tentacles, you won't get big tentacles. So if you hold down this button and then release when the little cursor is full, you will get many more tentacles. It'll be glorious, it'll be very satisfying. This frame is an incredible loot frame. So yeah, let me know your thoughts on this build. Is it something you're going to use? Again, we've got 2 more better frames out there that are really, really good loot frames, and I will explain why in just a sec. Frame number 2, and in second place, is the glorious Cora. So why is this frame so good as a loot frame? Why is she a loot frame? Well, again, she's a loot frame because of the augment mod that you can give her, basically. We're going to look at the build here. Again, not fully built. I do not want to have regular vitality here. I do want to have Umbra vitality, but I'd need an Umbra former, or I'd have to former all these slots. But right now, this works. I can go in Steel Path with her. It's glorious. We've got Physique on just to make her a bit more survivable, give her more survivability. We have rush, we have some duration, we have some range, we have more range. Again, we've got health, we've got overextended because we don't need strength on it. We've got constitution for the faster knockdown recovery and ability duration, streamline for the efficiency, and here we are, we have an augment. Strangledome augment. Enemies held in Strangledome have a 65% chance of dropping additional loot. So this is why she is another loot frame. And I'm going to explain what the Strangledome is. So if we look at her abilities here, we have the Whip Claw. It's something that I really don't use. I don't really care for it. We have Ensnare. This works really good on the Acolyte inside of Steel Path missions, and it will basically hold them there. We've got Dispensary. This was the cat. It was the cat's ability, but we've changed that to Dispensary just to drop some health orbs, some energy orbs, and some ammo packs, because I do use the Brahma, so this does help. And then this is what we've got, the Strangledome, which is you press this ability and you can see a big cage that grabs enemies, electrifies them, blah blah blah. As long as the enemies that are in the cage, that are held by the cage, are the ones that are killed, they will drop additional loot. And the reason that I think this is better than Hydroid is because she's more survivable. You can take this girl into Steel Path missions and you'll just breeze through them. We actually used to take Cora into Steel Path and we used to just sit around in a survival and just spend an hour or two in the survival just farming acolytes pretty much, and she was absolutely glorious. She was really, really good in there, but again, she's a loot frame and she is the second best loot frame. So now let's get into the third and final loot frame, the top one, numero uno. That's probably bad pronunciation, but here we go. Okay guys, numero uno. Was that better? Anyway, the top one, the first, the best loot frame in Warframe is this dude, Necros. And I am going to explain why. Surprisingly, you only have to press one button with this guy, and that is it. You don't have to use a load of energy or anything like that. So let's go and have a look at him. So he is built for melee damage. That's what I've got him built as. We have got 8 slots for the Exilus, but I've had a look at the Exilus mods and I think they are all 9. I'm pretty sure they're all 9, so we're just going to leave that empty. Anyway, we've got health conversion. Why? Because his ability is going to drop a bunch of health orbs and it is going to increase his armor. This dude is pretty much unkillable. He is so good. We've got adaptation, we've got overextended because we do not need strength. We've got stretch, so the ability can reach further. We've got duration, again, not really needed, but you can use his other abilities, and I'll explain which abilities you can use. We've got Umbral Vitality, we've got Umbral Fiber, which is more survivability on both of them, and then we've got Despoil, Desecrate Augment. No longer consumes energy, but consumes 10 health per corpse instead. Now I know this might sound weird, like why would I want to lower my health and all that. So if we look at the stats, we got 850, 296 armor, again it's not that high, 188 energy, 450 shield. Now let's look at his abilities. So we got dispensary, again obvious reasons, energy, health, ammo. The more health I pick up, the more I pop the health conversion. We've got Terrify. This is essentially an armor strip and it is really, really good. You definitely want to use this when you're in Steel Path. As you can see, the enemies affected 7, armor reduction 24. Again, it's due to our lack of strength, so I don't usually use it that much. We've got these here. These are the clones. They don't do much damage, but enough of them spawn to basically distract the enemies, and they do come in handy, especially for them acolyte fights, which don't even last that long anyway. But yeah, it's just nice to have some friendlies on your side. And then you've got Desecrate, fallen enemies around you, forces fallen enemies around you to drop additional loot. So this guy is the king of the loot frames, simply because you press this button, it is active all the way through the mission. The more range you've got, the more efficient this becomes. He is absolutely unkillable. He is built for melee. All I've got to do is keep meleeing and he will survive. Because of Despoil, there will be health pads dropping, there will be energy pads dropping, there will be ammo, there will be loot, argon crystals, whatever loot you want, this guy will make it more. He is absolutely incredible. As I said, he is unkillable. He is the king of the loot frames. However, these are just based on my opinion. Let me know your opinion down in the comments below. Do you agree with these? Is there another one that maybe I haven't thought of, that I haven't mentioned? Let me know down below. Leave a like on the video if you enjoyed. Subscribe if you are new. You want to make your way back to the channel. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one.